Welcome once again to microbiology video series in Nurse Educatrix. This video is about immunity. So what is immunity? It is derived from a Latin word called immunis, which means free from burden. So what is a burden here? It is the disease causing microorganism or their toxic products. So what is the definition of immunity? It is the ability of the body to protect against all type of foreign bodies including bacteria, virus, toxic substances which enters the body. So whatever foreign or microorganisms enters into our body's ability to protect against this is called immunity. What are the types of immunity? So the immunity is broadly classified as innate or natural immunity or acquired immunity. So it is of two types. One is innate or natural immunity or acquired immunity. So what is a innate or natural immunity? From the word itself you can understand it comes naturally and it comes innate. It means by birth or inside our body. The immunity with which an individual is born is called innate or natural immunity. So every human being, when we give birth, what happens? We ourselves will have a natural immunity in our body. Innate immunity is provided by various components such as skin, mucous membrane, our blood cells. Everything includes or protects our body. So our human body is made in a way so that it protects against any foreign entries. Innate immunity acts as a first line of defense to particular microorganisms. So any organism which enters will fight against our innate immunity first. So how the mechanism of innate immunity happens? We have lot of mechanisms. Like first one is anatomical barrier. It means from the entry itself we try to stop any kind of foreign bodies or microorganisms. The best example is skin. Skin protects us from most of the microorganisms so that it prevents the entry of microorganisms. So if there is any break in the skin, the entry of microorganism happens. Our mucous membrane, our nasal hair. So all these things help us to protect or prevent the entry of microorganism into our body. That is called anatomical barrier. The next is physiochemical barrier. So any microorganisms enters into our body reacts to that microorganism by releasing some chemical substances. We call it as cytokines. The examples of cytokines are interleukins, bradykinin, serotonin. So all these things, prostaglandin, so all these chemicals will be released when there is any kind of entry of microorganism or any kind of infection. We call it as physiochemical barrier. So what is phagocytic barrier or phagocytosis? From this picture I have given here, you all know that phagocytosis is nothing but engulfing of the organism by the mast cell. So we have, our body has phagocytic cells or mast cells which swallows the bacteria and destroy it inside the cells. So we call it as phagocytosis or phagocytic barrier. The next is inflammatory barrier or inflammation. So we have seen the inflammation itself is a kind of immunity. So when any microorganisms enters into our body, we start to have fever, which is actually by the release of some chemical substances called prostaglandins. We will have pain, we will have fever. So the redness, swelling, all these things are the reaction of the body against the microorganism, which is called inflammatory barrier. So the mechanism of innate immunity is by anatomical barrier, physiochemical barrier, phagocytic barrier and inflammatory barriers. So what are the types of innate immunity? This innate or natural immunity is again classified or divided into three types. The first one is species immunity. So if one species is resistant to certain infection, the other species is susceptible to the same infection, we call it as species immunity. So you all know that human beings are of different species one species is susceptible for infection, the other species is resistant to the infection, we call it as species immunity. The example is birds are resistant to anthrax, but the human are susceptible. So the anthrax disease, for the birds, they are resistant to it. The birds will not get anthrax, whereas humans are susceptible for the anthrax infection. The anatomic, physiological and metabolic difference between each species determines the species immunity. So because our body and the bird's anatomical nature is different, which differentiate the species immunity. So what is species immunity? One immunity will be resistant, the other immunity will be susceptible for any infection. It depends upon the species, our immunity level changes. We call it as species immunity. The next is racial immunity. From the word itself you can understand one race will have a good immunity, whereas the other type of people will have another kind of immunity. So it depends upon the habitat, economical status, cultural growth, feeding habits, environment, genetic factors. So everything includes this racial immunity. So one race is susceptible while the other race is resistant to the same infection, then it is called racial immunity. So the racial immunity here, it is determined by difference in socioeconomic status, habitat, culture, feeding habits, environments, genetic factors. So these all makes difference in the immunity level. So you can see even when in COVID-19 times, some of the country will have a very big impact and some of the country they will not have much impact. So these all may be due to the racial immunity they have. For example, certain African race are more resistant to malaria and yellow fever, whereas Asian or Americans are susceptible for the same infections. So each race will have different kinds of immunity level because of their socioeconomic status, habitat, feeding habits, any kind of genetic nature. The next is individual immunity. Every individual is different. So immunity differs from one individual to another individual. So in a family, when a viral fever comes, what happens? Few people will get it immediately. Few of them will have a very light nature of flu, whereas the other people will have a severe infection. Some of them they won't get it even. So this is called individual immunity. If one individual of certain race is resistant while the other individual of the same race are susceptible to certain infection, then it is called individual immunity. So the natural or innate immunity is classified as species immunity, racial immunity and individual immunity. Individual immunity is determined by various factors such as health status, nutritional status, previous illness, personal hygiene, genetic differences. So everything make changes from one individual to another. The best example here it is genetic deficiency of glucose C, G6PD, that is glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, or resistant to malaria. The patient who is having G6PD deficiency will be a resistant to malarial parasite. So this is one example for individual immunity. So the innate or natural immunity is divided again into species immunity, racial immunity and individual immunity. The next is acquired immunity. So we have seen what is innate or natural immunity, and this is acquired immunity. So what is acquired immunity? It is provided by antibodies and certain T lymphocytes. So if you are giving any kind of immunity from outside, we say it as acquired immunity. Components of acquired immunity such as antibodies and T cells are specific to particular microorganisms. So they won't be a general immunity. These acquired immunities are mostly specific immunities. So they act against only certain microorganisms. Therefore, acquired immunity is also known as specific immunity. For example, if you get one chicken pox, imagine. So what happens, you acquired immunity against the chicken pox, so you won't get it again. So this is a specific immunity. What are the characteristics of acquired immunity? Specificity. So they will have a specific immunity towards specific microorganism. Self or non-self recognition. They will recognize what is self and what is non-self. That means what is our own body cell and what is a new bacteria or microorganism they can identify. Immunological memory. They will keep it in our memory. This is how the vaccination works. We will introduce a vaccine in one lifespan and we will be having an acquired immunity for the lifelong. So they will have a very good immunological memory and diversity. So what are the characteristics of acquired immunity is specificity, self or non-self recognition will be identified, and immunological memory is there and diversity also there, so that the acquired immunity can be maintained by the humans. What are the types of acquired immunity? It is of two types. Artificial active immunity, it is of two types, that is active immunity and passive immunity. Host itself produce antibodies, it is called active immunity. So this acquired immunity is again divided into active immunity and passive immunity. What is active immunity? The host itself produces antibodies. So I get infection and my body produce antibodies, we call it as active immunity. So it is of two types. One is artificial active immunity, the other one is natural active immunity. For example, if you provide vaccination, it is an artificial active immunity. So you vaccinate and you make your body to produce antibodies, that is artificially you are stimulating your body to produce antibodies by a vaccination. We call it as artificial active immunity. What is natural active immunity? Means you get infection naturally and you are getting immunized. We call it as natural active immunity. For example, in my family I got a vaccination for COVID-19 and so my body produces antibodies against the coronavirus. We call it as artificial active immunity. At the same time, my brother got COVID-19 or coronavirus positive. He got infectious and after that his body produces antibody against that infection and he gains natural active immunity. So this is an example of active immunity, which is of again artificial as well as natural immunity. What is passive immunity? If the host does not produce antibody by itself, but the antibodies produced in other host provides immunity, then it is known as passive immunity. So what is passive immunity? Our body will not produce antibodies. So what you do, you make somebody else produce antibodies and collect and put it in our body. So what is that? The immunoglobulins which is secreted in others, the antibodies which is produced in others, like especially horse, they produce antibodies against the snakes and they will take it out and give it to us like an vaccination, that is snake venom or rabies vaccine. So that is called passive immunity. This passive immunity is again classified as natural passive immunity and artificial passive immunity. For example, IgG antibody produced in mothers. So what is natural passive immunity? We never get any other natural passive immunity, nothing but only from the mother to womb. Okay, the mother gets the antibody and that antibody is transferred to the fetus through placenta and it will stay up to 6 months. Why we ask the mother to feed the baby? That is because to improve their immunity. So fetus will get the antibodies through the mother's placenta and it will stay in the babies for almost 6 months. we call it as natural passive immunity. So we will get antibodies from the mother to the fetus, and the baby will have that immunity for 6 months. We call it as natural passive immunity. What is artificial passive immunity? That is how the things are working now. Like it is performed antibody are injected into the host for immunity. So what they do is they produce antibody in another animal, especially the horse serum. The horse, it produces lot of antibodies against the snake. The horse serum will have lot of antibodies against the snake. So what happens, they take out and make it as an anti-venom and inject in our body when it is necessary. We call it as anti-snake venom. Or rabies vaccine, also anti-rabies antibody vaccine available, where they take the anti-rabies antibodies from the horse and they will give it to us in case of emergencies, which is called artificial passive immunity. So what is active immunity? You remember vaccination, and naturally we get infection and we get natural active immunity. What is passive immunity? We get antibodies from others, not from us, from other animals or other species, and which is called natural passive immunity from mother to fetus, and the artificial passive immunity from others to us. Hope you understood. There are different types of difference between questions comes from this chapter, especially because we are having different types of immunity. So different types of difference between questions comes from this area. So what are all the first one is, what is the difference between active and passive immunity? So we have discussed active immunity and passive immunity separately, whereas we need to know what is the difference between. So what is active immunity? It is produced due to contact with pathogen or antigen, or sometimes we take vaccinations. Yes. Whereas passive immunity, it is produced due to antibodies obtained directly. So here antibodies are produced by entering of antigen, whereas in passive immunity antibodies are directly produced and injected in our body. It lasts for a long time. Active immunity always lasts for a longer time comparing to the passive immunity. Antibodies are produced by the body against the antigen, that is active immunity. Antibodies are obtained from the other sources. We call it as passive immunity. Immunity is not immediate in active immunity because our body takes time to produce antibodies. There is a time lapse for the development. So in active immunity our body produces antibodies, so it takes time. Whereas in passive immunity we are injecting antibodies directly, so immediately immunity develops. So the immunity will not develop immediately in active immunity, and it develops immediately in passive immunity. There is no or little side effects in active immunity. So there is no side effects actually in the active immunity, whereas passive immunity, introduction of anti-sera, that is antibodies from others, cause serum sickness and hypersensitivity reaction. The person is exposed to the agent in active immunity. Here the person is not exposed to the agent because he has given antibodies directly. Hope I haven't confused you people. So what is active immunity? What is passive immunity? Active immunity, our body antigen is entering and our body is producing antibodies, whereas passive immunity, directly antibodies are injected. Active immunity lasts for a longer time, whereas passive immunity for few days. Immunity develops little late in active, whereas immunity develops immediately in passive immunity. There is no side effects in active immunity, but there are a lot of side effects, especially hypersensitivity reaction happens in passive immunity. The person is exposed to the agent, whereas here the person is not exposed to the agent. Directly he is given with the antibodies. So what is the another difference between here is natural immunity and acquired immunity. So this is the classification of immunity where we say it as innate or acquired immunity. So what is innate immunity? It is something already present in your body, whereas acquired immunity, which is we get immunity from the exposure of substances. So what is natural immunity? Fights any foreign invader, any microorganism, our body fights against it. Whereas acquired immunity, only to specific infection it will act. Because while vaccinating, only to that organism this antibody will produce antibodies. Natural immunity is limited and lower potency, whereas here it is high potency. And natural immunity is rapid response, whereas acquired immunity is slow response. So innate type of immunity is generally inherited from parents and passed to the offspring. So natural immunity comes from one generation to another generation, whereas acquired immunity is not passed from one generation to another generation. There is no allergic reaction in natural immunity, whereas there is immediate and delayed hypersensitivity reactions are noted in acquired immunity. So these are all the difference between they will ask in exams. One is active and passive immunity, and the other one is natural and acquired immunity. So in this session we discussed about what is immunity, its definition, types of immunity, which is of so many types, broadly classified as natural and acquired. And this natural is again classified into three types, like species immunity, racial immunity, and individual immunity. And this acquired immunity is again classified as active and passive immunity. Hope you understood about the immunity. See you in next class. Thank you.